the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Same all day. I'm here all day. Check one.
Now Jackson on first down, sliding out of the pocket. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
At the 25-yard line.
Ready. 50, Mike 50. All day, baby, all day. Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson. He'll find Metcalf. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
They go play action with Jackson. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Clay Matthews adding another sack to his impressive NFL resume. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Here we go.
Escaping the pressure right. And connecting here with DJ Shark. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Hey, alert. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Man, I got you. Check three.
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
I got you. Good job right there. He's checking. Crash. Right stone. Travel. Right.
Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Here's Wilson. That's complete to Christian Okoye. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Aaron Donald with a sack. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
You're all mine, baby. You're all mine. Kill.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Visitors 3, Falcons nothing.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Wilson now off the bootleg. Rolling to his right. He's going to take off with it. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Well, let's give some credit to the defense. They did a nice job there as they flushed him to his right. But he is able to buy some time, extend the play, and turn it into a short gain.
You go tight.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Hey, check. Mike 50.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. Eluding the pressure right. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Well, partner, let's put a bow on the Super Bowl for Kansas City. What a comeback win. Yet another come-from-behind victory for Patrick Mahomes and company. An absolute heartbreak for San Francisco.
Didn't Madden predict Kansas City would win the game?
Yes, 35-31, I believe they predicted.
I felt like most of the predictions I saw had the game in the 30s. So a little bit lower scoring than we expected. But a lot of fireworks down the stretch, all by Kansas City. But how about San Francisco? Had the lead in the ball, under 12 minutes to go, and held Kansas City to 10 points through 3 quarters. And somehow they're winging their way back to San Francisco, trying to understand how they lost that game.
Yeah, not only did Kansas City win it, but they end up winning it by 11 points. They didn't see that coming at all. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. Here we go on 4th with Wilson. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
I can say this from experience, especially from a defensive back's perspective. There's not many things more terrifying than a toss sweep or a pitch play and all that beef out in front of the runner.
Yeah, I had an old coach say 3 words on those plays, toss or pitch. Set the edge. Heard him over and over.
A lot of times they roll the edge, and when they do that, that's why you can go for a long way.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be a second down.
At the 6-yard line.
Hey, check. Watch out. Mark that.
On second down, Jacobs. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
Let's go. Let's do this.
It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up first and goal. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Hauschka adds the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Oh, look at that. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
Especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. With that incompletion, a chance to mention the awards. Now with the season over, Lamar Jackson, as we speculated, he's the MVP, Coach of the Year. John Harbaugh, Lamar's coach. Michael Thomas, Stephon Gilmore, Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year, Offensive and Defensive Rookies of the Year. That went to Kyler Murray and Nick Bosa. And the Comeback Player of the Year, Charles, Ryan Tannehill, no surprise there.
Not to mention the #1 award that the NFL gives out, the one that they give the most, that credence isn't the right word, the most attention to, and the one that they want trumpeted the most. That's the Walter Payton Man of the Year, because that represents the totality of a player in the NFL, not just what they do on the field, but off the field as well. And that goes to Calais Campbell, the defensive tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars. What a great award. Congratulations, Calais.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
Mike's 50. Get him.
Again, Jackson being chased out left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Clay Matthews able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
I got 8. Tight ends Ringo. It's on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Jackson now. Going for the deep ball. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here on the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turn.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Let's get that ball, D. Let's get that. Alert. Check.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This will be taken short. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons. They've got the lead early here in the 3rd quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. A toss out to Barkley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now Wilson. That's complete to Calvin Johnson. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Johnson, 42 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This will be fielded at the 8. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Mostert. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson. And that is incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. Flushed out right. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Mostert. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
You got him.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
50 the mic. 50 the mic. Hey, let's get some penetration.
From the gun, Jackson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. He'll run it. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided. Better pull it down and run for it. And he slides.
Send 3 receivers to the right of the formation on 2nd down.
Mike 50. 6 man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Jackson. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. The improvisation gets him only a 1st down. Took till the 2nd half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. 1st and 10 at the 19. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ryan Shazier got in that time, the 1st-round pick of 2014. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. 14 moving. 14's moving. Right here, right here.
Now Jackson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. The offense on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 14.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. It's our field. It's our field. It's our house. Mike 50. Mike 50. I got you.
Jackson from the shotgun. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
We want it. Come to my world.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Clay Matthews. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game. But, boy, not getting that one that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, the team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
Again, it's Barkley. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Now it's Wilson. They'll roll him out right. That one complete to Okoye. 4 yards on the dump off at 2nd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Wilson to throw. Forced out to his left. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. But things got a little dicey there as soon as he exited the pocket out to the left.
And he ends up throwing it for no yardage gained. I don't know about you, but my high school coach, John Ford, if he saw a ball in the air
and intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Deion Sanders, the former Falcon, with it. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback rolling left and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Watch that. 64. Weak.
To throw again, Jackson. Pass incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. On 4th down, Jackson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Meanwhile, here a run on 1st down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Switch. Go. Tempo.
Wilson wants to throw it. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
I'm coming for you, son.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. Play action. It's Wilson. Buying time to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. It's going the other way. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
No, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away.
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. He's back to throw, and he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And this is going to be covered up by the Falcons. And that should just about seal it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
It's our time. It's our time.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. Oh, and now he bowls him over. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. It's first and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. This is Barkley. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. Now a toss right to Barkley. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Now Wilson eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point's not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary.
Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Deion Sanders. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Ready? Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Oh, damn. Check the backer, check the backer.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. An aggressive play call to start this game. It backfired, but aggressive, no question about that.
Is that one of those statement calls? Trying to let you know that they're going to be aggressive right out of the gate. But that one hung up just a little bit too long. He made a nice play on the ball defensively and was able to pick it off.
Mike's 50. Switch up, switch up.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance. And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now throwing on first down and completing it. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Barkley. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here.
You know why this team showed up. 61.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Josh Allen showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Check 3, check 3.
Wilson.
Coming, baby, I'm coming, baby.
Flush to his right. Now he'll pull it down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
He wasn't ready.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Pittsburgh. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me.
On 3rd down, Jackson flushed out right. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Tight end right, tight end right. We got 3, we got 3.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Josh Allen. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So shall we say a bold decision to go for it, and that bold decision does not pay off.
And when you talk about bold, you're saying all caps?
All caps.
Yeah, without a doubt. Maybe they're telling their defense they have a lot of faith in them. I mean, that's how you have to spin it, is that you tell your defense, you know something? We were able to go for it there because you guys are so good. I'm not worried about things. That's the only explanation I can come up with in this situation.
He better get ready to spin it for that post-game presser because you know he's going to be out.
He's going to have to spin it for his own locker room, frankly.
They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Wilson. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And the throw there going to be incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 21-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3. But this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Jackson. This is caught. It's Greg Olsen. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. This is Mostert. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson eluding the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack.
Mike 50. Check pass. Check pass. Hey, look.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Josh Allen picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, they're into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
One left. 36 power.
Now Wilson down around his goal line. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle.
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Here's Ray Guy now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
He'll find Metcalf. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Aaron Donald. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. Here's Jackson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Kill!
4th down. Here's Jackson. Going up top. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. On 4th down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, 4th down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Let's get to some Hall of Fame talk while we have a second, because last week we mentioned the 15 guys that we knew were going into the Hall. 5 added: Isaac Bruce, Steve Hutchinson, Edgerrin James, Steve Atwater, and Troy Polamalu. You think about it, CD. For Polamalu, it was his first year of eligibility. People knew he would go in. Atwater was his 16th year. He had to wait a long time.
He certainly did, and I often wonder about the psychology of it all, because when you're young in your career,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Aaron Donald able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Ray Guy now, standing just outside his own goal line. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This will be taken very short. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down. Flushed out right to Barkley on the check down. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson escaping the pressure right. This is caught inside the 15. And that one results in 35 yards.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Now looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Barkley. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. All things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. Happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Mostert. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Hey, watch the screen.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's Luke Kuechly with a sack. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Deion Sanders, the Hall of Famer, with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. Dan Quinn's told his offense, let's try and get 2 more. Well, this has just been obviously a dreadful day for him throwing the football now. 4 interceptions. This one leads to 6 points going the other direction. Tough.
Yeah, it is. And this feels old school to me because you never really took out your starting quarterback back in the good old days. No matter what was going on, he was your guy, and you rode him for better or for worse. In today's football, usually we got a backup who's warmed up and is coming to the game. So you can see an old school approach here that's not really benefiting them at this point.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball.
Back to the air, Jackson following the pick six. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Aaron Donald picks up his second sack of the afternoon. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. He'll try and run it. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Eluding the and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Getting the sack, the big D tackle, Geno Atkins. So after the sack here, 2nd and 14. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Back now in Atlanta as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the fourth quarter. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. From the gun, Jackson. Being chased out left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Clay Matthews able to finally wrestle him down for what's just going to be a huge loss, and it takes us to 4th down as well. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He'll let this go for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
It's your time, baby. We did our part.
They begin with a run by Barkley. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Barkley. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Check 26, check 26.
From the shotgun, Wilson steps away to his left. And he is going to be run down. What a disaster there. A huge loss. Lawrence Taylor. A sensational effort by him, and that is one of the biggest losses you'll ever see on a sack. 3rd and long. It's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. It's caught inside the 25.
Come on, fellas.
A big-time play there for the Falcons. 42 yards. Well, they had held him pretty well in check, but if you recall back in the first quarter, you said they needed to avoid the big play. He finally gets loose.
And the thing about it, it doesn't have to be a bunch of big plays. Sometimes one big play can be enough. That's why it's tough to deal with a guy like that.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Mean Joe Green able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That one good for 21 yards. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Check. Lucky.
Pull up for signals.
Hey, easy. Green, let him cut.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and the lead extends. It's 15-0. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men.
Let's go.
First down and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The corner blitz worked to perfection there for Deion Sanders. Jackson now, throwing on 3rd and long. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Deion Sanders. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better.
And my goodness, another interception. Deion Sanders, the Hall of Famer, with a pick. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. After the interception, here's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. They were looking for Johnson that time, but it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Barkley. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Now Wilson, he's going to rifle one deep left. Oh, wide open, complete. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end. And, you know, some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time. And they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So that'll do it for Charles Davis, the rest of our crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.